Hello, fantastic fellow Earthlings. Welcome to Vigilance. This is Brady Rose, and it has been one hell of a news week. I want to talk about three specific stories that really stood out to me. One, in the continuing resolution, it seems that Congress managed to sneak in a provision that gives the executive branch its own private military intelligence apparatus that only answers to the President of the United States. This is such a big problem that even a war hawk like Richard Burr took to the Senate floor to talk about how tyrannical this is. It is absolutely tyrannical. There are only a handful of societies that have ever done this across the world before. One of them comes to mind very quickly. The Nazis did use this to wipe out all of their political opponents. This exact same legislation. So, even if you're not angry about Trump having this, please try to have some forethought. Because let's say a democratic socialist is the next president. What's going to stop them from crushing all of us? But, you know, if you're worried, you're not worried, just let me know in the comments below. The second story I want to talk about is another Republican proposal that was put up by Representative Goodlatte, I do believe, House Resolution 4760. It currently has 70 co-sponsors, but once you find out what's in it, you're probably not going to be a co-sponsor yourself. There is a provision in this legislation that would require all American citizens to have a biometric identification system and card that is kept by the federal government. That means all of your biometric information will be stored in a database that the federal government can dip into whenever it wants. And this is a solution to the issue of having DACA immigrants in the country. So this bill creates a new system or a new class for immigrants as a secondary citizen. And primary citizens, such as myself or you, will have to start carrying around these national identification cards that have all of our biometric information on it. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say these cards are probably going to be radio frequency too. So, again, it might upset you. It certainly upsets me. If it doesn't upset you, please let me know why in the comments below. But, third story, I'm going to not lay it on the Republicans this time. I'm laying it on the Democrats this time. Donald Trump made one of the most brilliant political strategy that to date. He pulled a Reagan negotiation where he released this new proposal on immigration that not only allowed DACA recipients to stay in the country, but gave them amnesty after 10 years. That's more progressive than anything anyone on the left has brought up. I mean, DACA is Barack Obama's legacy, and this is even more progressive than DACA. Because it even reaches out, okay, well, there are all of these people who could have registered for DACA, but they didn't register for DACA in time, so we're just going to give all of them amnesty now, too. Now, I understand he does want some trade-offs for it. One of them is an end to chain migration, which is if you come into this country, not only can your daughter, son, and husband come into the country, your great aunt twice removed can come into the country just because you're here. I don't understand why we are seeking out immigrants in that way instead of just letting immigrants come to us. And I actually do like the idea of a merit-based system if we actually do it correctly, because a merit-based system is going to give us more immigrants from third world countries in Africa and Asia, because those are the countries that are giving us the highest educated people. But he also said that he was going to allow the next 4 million immigrants that are in line for chain migration to come into the country as well and get their citizenship. So eventually he wants to end chain migration. But for a little while, he's going to let it keep going because that's not his central focus. He wants a wall. A $25 billion wall. And liberals, progressives, hold on for just a second. Y'all know that Hillary Clinton was going to build a wall too, right? Like, it probably wouldn't have been a $25 billion wall. It probably would have been closer to a $15 billion wall. But regardless, she was going to build a wall too. And she was going to increase security spending on the border too. So when you hear Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer going out and saying, oh, this is the most ethnically cleansing white supremacist proposal we've ever seen, it's not. He went above and beyond Reagan on this proposal, and I think it's because he knew it would not pass. He knew that Republicans in his own party would never pass this proposal. He knew that Democrats would never work with him to pass this proposal, even though it's giving them a lot of what they want, and even more than what they wanted in certain places. And that's in exchange for getting what he wanted, which is also what Hillary wanted. And that's why this week has been an absolute train wreck in politics and news. And I just wanted to give you guys an update. I'm very busy. I don't always have time to make these videos, but I enjoy making these videos. I love getting in touch with y'all. I love hearing from y'all. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I am incredibly disturbed by what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now. You might not be. You might be living the dream right now. But if you disagree, you don't think these things are a big deal, let me know in the comment section below why. And hopefully I will see you guys in a week. So until then, take care of yourselves and stay vigilant.